Hi, welcome back to another episode of Aunt Liz Affirmations. I'm Liz Price, your internet auntie, here to encourage you and guide you toward more positive self talk through the use of affirmations. Today's affirmation is I decide the weight this carries. This affirmation is particularly useful when a lot of things are going on around you, particularly for other people, and it feels like it's impacting you in a negative way. This helps you take back your control from the chaos in your world that isn't your chaos to deal with. It has to do with not letting outside stressors affect you too majorly negatively and bring you down. The purpose is to encourage you to stay on your path, remember who you are, remember what's important to you while holding space for what is going on around you, but not letting it affect you. If any of you, like myself, have ever identified as an empath, intuitive, aware, analytical, or self aware, you may struggle with extra emotions or emotions of others impacting you a little extra. I definitely have struggled with this, letting outside stressors in, but I've come to realize what is in my control is the way I respond and what emotions I allow to guide me and to carry me. There may be a lot of emotions going on around me, but they don't have to be my emotions. I can watch them pass by or I can set boundaries. It's still important to acknowledge what's going on around you and validate the emotions around it for others and for yourself, even when you do allow those emotions inside of you and feel a feeling, it's important to name it, acknowledge it, but it doesn't have to become all of you. It doesn't have to become your only focus. It's about letting it exist while letting everything else, the good, the positive, your goals and your plans to also exist along with those emotions. As you all can see, if you're watching the video format of this podcast, I have a few tattoos. And one of the tattoos that does have meaning to me is a boat tattoo that I got probably 7 years ago or so. It's this boat tattoo on my forearm. I don't know if you can see it. It's a ship, actually. And this particular affirmation relates directly to this tattoo. The symbolism of the ship tattoo is that the seas can be moving and rocking around the ship, but as long as the ship doesn't allow those waves and that water to get inside, it won't sink. It's acknowledging the waves and the water is rocky around me and continuing on my path, continuing on the goal and riding the waves, letting the ocean take you wherever it may, ending up where you're supposed to be, and not letting yourself sink due to what's going on around you. Even still to this day, when I feel or see, I've struggled really majorly with depression and anxiety and mental health in general. And there have been certain points that it felt like it was the only thing I could focus on, along with everything going on around me, family struggles, friend troubles, really relationship struggles that I've had in every aspect of my life. It got to be the only thing I could focus on. I had no sense of self identity. I couldn't figure out any goals or plans or what direction I was supposed to go because I was so focused on how heavy all of the emotions and pain, both my own and the people in my life, the pain that they were experiencing, how heavy all of that was. I definitely allowed myself to play the blame game and become the victim for a good part of my life. And now I'm here to say that does me no good. It does me no good to say these things are happening to me. That's all that matters. I need to fix this right now. It's still important to acknowledge that these things are happening to me and these things have happened to me, but I had to create an identity outside of those things and build up my self worth outside of those things. I had to become multifaceted and force myself into other situations that were more positive or create hobbies and habits that brought more benefits to my life. All of the hard, tough, negative things were still going on, and still to this day, I still have these struggles. But I have another part of me that doesn't have to suffer because I decided me, my purpose, my other goals and hobbies and life outside of those struggles weigh more than the struggles do. So I decide the weight this carries. I decide the weight I give her struggles, his struggles, their issues that they're dumping on me. In another less heavy aspect, we can talk about day to day situations. You know, I think we've all experienced somebody treating us unfairly in some sort of manner when we've seemingly done nothing wrong. You're at the grocery store and somebody gives you a dirty look, somebody gets in your way, somebody cuts you off in traffic. This is that affirmation in real time, real life. I decide the weight this carries. Am I gonna react and let it ruin my day? Am I going to keep thinking about it later? And even if I tell myself, oh, whatever, that was crappy, that wasn't fair, I didn't deserve that. Even if I tell myself that, am I going to hold on to the emotion? Am I going to keep feeling that later? No, I'm going to say, I decide the weight this carries, and it doesn't carry that much weight. It's a lot of picking your battles, but not just with other people. It's picking your battles with yourself. Is this a emotion that I'm going to fight all day, all week? Am I going to give this as much weight as my goal and intention here? You know, you're at the grocery store, you're supposed to be getting things for dinner. What carries more weight? The weight of your purpose and your goals for getting your groceries while you're there carries more weight than the people who are obviously projecting onto you. Back to the relationship side of things, it is totally normal to share your struggles and hardships and negative experiences with your friends. And I 100% support, encourage, normalize that with my friends, and I hope that everyone feels safe enough to do so with their friends. However, as I said, as someone who has identified as a little analytical and aware, and I really have felt like a sponge absorbing all of these people's energies, this is when I have to come in and say, I decide the weight this carries. If my friend is confiding in me and telling me all of these horrible things going on in her family, it's important for me to acknowledge and console and advise them. But it's not up to me to hold that weight all on my own. I can help her carry her weight, I can help them carry the weight, but I decide how much it weighs to me in my life. And I may have to set it down. It's a big acknowledgement of coexisting feelings, allowing the emotions and struggles to have their space, but also having space for the resolutions and the things that can help you feel better. It's not invalidating or saying these things are not horrible or these things are not hard and these things are not happening. It's saying they are happening and there's a life outside of that. And there are other things to focus my energy and attention on that will benefit me more. There's most definitely a time and a place to really dig into resolutions and really allow the weight to consume you, but you can't stay there. You have to build other options and have other distractions, if you will, to come away from that at times. You can't allow the negative emotions to consume you at all times. It will not bring you positivity and happiness. It will keep you down. And you don't deserve that. You deserve to allow yourself to experience the positive feelings despite what may be going on in the background, despite what may be going on in your own head. You have the control and the power to decide what you give your attention to. So, are you going to give your attention to the hardest things in your life at the moment? Or will you allow them to have their space, their time, and their place, and give your energy to things that will bring you positivity, happiness, and greater benefits? I decide the weight this carries. At this time, this does not carry as much weight. At this time, this carries less weight than these other important things on my plate. I decide the weight this carries. I will not allow this to consume me. I hope this makes sense to you. Feel free to leave me a comment or reach out if you have any questions or need some clarity. I've also mentioned before I would like to start a new segment on the next podcast, Aunt Liz. Nope. Ask Aunt Liz. Send me your questions, your concerns, your situations, your struggles, and I would love to encourage you, offer advice if you'd like it, and offer affirmations to help get you through. Because you're not alone. I'm your auntie. This is a safe space. If you all would be so kind to like and subscribe and share this podcast with your friends, it would mean so much to me. I really believe there are a lot of us out there that can benefit from speaking a little kinder to ourselves. It's a great practice for myself as much as I hope it is for everyone listening and watching this podcast. I appreciate you all so much. I'm so glad you're here. You matter, and I'm so proud of you. Aunt Liz loves you. Bye.